Oh,
I ate.
what is that? Hey, you did. What is that song called?
Um, get the fuck up. It's 5 in the morning.
Who wrote that again? Was it?
I think that was Bach.
I think you're right. Yeah. Um,
Get the fuck up.
he
It's
he kind of he popped off, and it's kind of nice to see that the problems of the past are still the problems of the current.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
thankfully never really did summer camp. I did summer camp for 1 week when I was, I think, like 10 years old, and it was one of those like preview like kids camps where it's like you're not going for like the full thing, but like you're going to see what it's like.
yeah.
And for some kids, it was like they didn't want to leave. For me, I was counting the seconds till I was going home. I was writing letters to my family members like, I want to come home. I hate
I
it
don't think.
here.
Yeah, I feel like I would hate that as well.
Yeah,
Very much. I've always been a homebody. I didn't
me
want to.
too.
If I don't have to leave, even now, if I don't have to leave this room, like I don't want to leave this room. I'm very bad with that with like any type of social interaction as well, or obligation, or
Mm-hmm.
like a thing that I have to attend. You being the only exception to that,
Yeah, you too.
where it's like, yeah, and it's like even if I'm going to hang out with some close friends who I know I'm guaranteed to have a good time,
Mm-hmm.
100% I'm gonna have a good time, and I know that in my head I don't want to do it, and I will force myself to do it because I know, hey, turns out, yep, had a great time anyway, like I thought I would.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to mentally get past that, and I can't otherwise.
Yeah.
Uh, King in the Twitch chat says the song is called the Revil
Or reveal?
Revel
Bugle call.
Bugle Call. It does not have an official composer.
Doubt it. A woman probably wrote it.
It's legit just the military wake up call.
They do it at camp too,
Oh, so that's what that's for. I never went to camp, so I never knew the
which
origins.
is
I've
such
only
a
ever heard
weird
that on like a.
association. Like, you're supposed to be having. Here's the thing about summer camp. It's supposed to be like a kid's like paradise where you're sleeping in a cabin with a bunch of people your age and you get up and you do fun things every day and it's all paid for.
Yeah,
Not the case. Not the case. You have to wake up at like 6 in the morning every single day. You have to be in bed by like 9 p.m. every day. And you have to go to your scheduled activities. And it's actually quite strict, at least from my
that
experience.
sounds terrible.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah, never
like,
got to do it. I don't know if it was like a
no.
financial thing, but never got to even slightly experience that. I think I'm good. Like, obviously, I can't do it now, but
I just like for someone, and I know you can relate to this. Um, when I was a kid, like every summer, I was either in an RV with my family, which we brought our Nintendo 64 with us. Like we would sit
of
in the
course.
back while my dad drove, and we would watch VHS
Oh,
tapes and play
please.
N64. And if we weren't
That
doing that,
is
we were home, locked in the TV room, playing video games all day until our neighborhood friends wanted to go climb a tree or something. That was what I liked to do. And so the idea of camp where like someone is telling you what to do for like a month straight, oh my god, it makes my stomach turn just thinking about it.
yeah, that's awful.
Horrible.
Yeah. I'm also like not. I wasn't an active kid either, so that just sounds like a nightmare for me.
Yeah,
Like
and
I couldn't do a lot of
ugh.
things, and I honestly still can't do a lot. I wasn't very like down to learn how to do things as a kid or even as an adult. So a lot of
Yeah.
the things I never learned how to do, mostly from my own choice. Like I don't know how to swim. I don't know how to skate.
Mm.
I was too scared to do the rock climbing wall.
Yeah.
And you know what? I made it to 32, and those skills weren't as useful as people made them
They're
sound.
fun to
Because we were just
have. But
we just went to the ocean. We went to the
hmm
beach 2 days ago,
yeah.
and I lived.
Yeah, like you can swim at the beach as long as you stay near the shore, which honestly, like I don't know why you would want to go any farther out than to the shore because sharks and I don't know. The ocean just scares me more now than it did when I was a kid because I feel like things are very like uncertain with all the natural disasters and Florida just had two hurricanes and so I feel like the stuff that's kind of washing up near the shore is like questionable.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you can I mean you
Even
can go to the beach.
flying over the ocean, it looks weird right now.
Yeah.
There's all these like white lines through it that are like you think they're waves, they're not. They're just like
Sand.
I don't know. I don't know what it is in the water. I can't really explain it, but there's just like these stationary long white lines,
Uh-huh.
I guess, of water, but I don't know. It just looked different this time flying over it. And I'm like, is it because of the hurricanes that just happened? I don't know what that is. I don't know if
Mhm.
it's sea foam. I don't know what's going
Well,
on,
we
but there was a lot of it.
when we went, there was a palm tree on the shore, like
There
in the
was,
sand. It was crazy
and it was kind of cool actually because people were like,
sitting
it
on
was
it,
like the bottom part of the people were sitting on it like a little bench. And I'm like, oh, that's
doing
kind of.
photo
I would
shoots.
keep that there. Doing photo shoots on it.
Yeah.
This one girl like fully dressed up in this flowy, like fancy bathing suit was so cool looking,
Mhm.
and she's like on the log doing a pose, right?
It was fun.
I was like, that's really cool. That was fun. That was
Yeah.
fun.
But yeah, camp
I
to go back to camp. Ugh.
don't want to go back
I
to camp.
like I knew so many people who went for literally 2 months. Like my sister was one of those people who every every summer was dying to go to this camp and she would go for the full 2 months and I'm just like bro that sounds like a nightmare but like she's also better at making friends than I am and
Yeah,
she's a very outgoing person so I think for her and she wasn't into video games like me and my brother were so for her it was
yeah.
kind of like it made sense she was a cheerleader like she was very bubbly and very in high school. She's still alive. like like when we were kids and like when she was a teenager, like she was definitely more involved socially than I was. So I think it just
Mm.
makes sense for those people. Also not very sporty, so wasn't really into like the I love hiking, don't get me wrong, but like being forced to do it.
I think
Uh
I'd be more interested in that. Like I'm very active now. I'm complete opposite from when I was when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid,
mhm.
I didn't want to do anything.
Mhm.
I wouldn't participate in gym class. Like from the
Yeah,
age
gym
of like
sucks.
10 onward, didn't participate in gym class. I would just sit off to the side. You can fail me if you want. You're gonna have to kill me.
Gym to
Like,
me was a hate crime against women.
it was, yeah, it was not great. Well, because
Yeah.
also like the boys' change room was brutal as well. Like I wasn't even a bullied kid really.
Mhm. Mhm.
Slightly. I've talked about it before. Like having long hair as a kid is kind of as a boy, in elementary school is kind of social suicide because it's always like, oh, you're a girl, but it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
But I did care when I was a young kid. But besides that, um, I wasn't bullied too much. But even then, like that boys' change room is like
I
there's no
can't.
rules.
I can't. I don't want to imagine. Like,
No, it's a battleground in there. It was terrible.
stinky. Oh my
Honestly,
god.
when they force Pi in the Twitch chat says when they force search everyone's bag because someone was stealing in the change rooms. Ugh,
Mm.
that's what I mean. All that stuff. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this. And I would just be like, hey, I wasn't in there, so don't look through my. Don't find my. Axe was a war crime. Axe was a war crime
Axe.
indeed. Oh my god, that
Ew.
body spray stuff.
Yeah, they'd come out of that locker room right after gym period, and it would just be like, boom. Like, just an explosion of Axe body spray.
I never did the body spray stuff. Axe has some decent like deodorant sticks. Like they have actually
Mm-hmm.
like regular deodorant. They have some good ones. They have actually some pretty nice ones.
Yeah.
Um, but their body spray is foul.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful. But I
Yeah.
can't be dealing with
School, yeah, I now I'm remembering like the school locker room experience was such like a weird like coming of age experience, especially for girls, because it was like, who's wearing a bra? Like, who's the first one to wear a bra? You
Oh yeah,
know?
that's got to be a big like social thing as well, I
Yeah.
bet.
Also, who's wearing deodorant? Because up until you're a preteen, like, you really don't need to wear a deodorant because
You
your
don't wear it,
body's
yeah.
not producing body odor like that. So that was
I
another
think I
thing,
didn't wear it
too.
until like the fifth grade, I
Yeah,
think.
same. But no, that was a big thing,
When our teacher
too.
had to be like, "You guys all stink. You have to wear this. You all stink. Your
Yeah.
homework is you have to get deodorant."
Yeah. Well, it was
So
just like, it
I
was,
think they sent letters home with the
oh
parents
my
saying, "Hey,
God.
everybody has to wear deodorant," which is kind of genius because everybody's forced to do it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's how we all get introduced to
Yeah. Well, like, I went to private school, and I feel like everybody
it.
was, I don't know, like, there were a lot of people who kind of set trends and expectations, and a lot of the girls there have like everything they could ever wish for, just like they don't really have to ask for it. And so, you'd see a girl wearing like a Victoria's Secret pink sports bra, and you'd be like, I need to get that. And same with like the Teen
Was that
Spirit
seen as
deodorant.
like because you're the first one to do it because it is necessary as you're developing?
Mm-hmm.
Was that seen as a socially like a good thing from your guys' perspective,
I mean,
or was it a target to be made fun of?
no, it was more just like, oh, everyone, oh, like the cool girls are doing this, so like I should probably do this too. Like that's how it went with most standards, beauty standards,
Yeah,
at school when I was in school. I mean, I'm sure now it's even worse. But like back then, we had so many new like brand developments and like technological developments. So like the Motorola Pink Razor, the first person that I knew who got that was one of my best girlfriends, and she was
yeah,
also like one of the coolest girls in our grade. And so I begged my dad. I was like, we have to, we we have to get me this phone." Like my dad, I like begged him. I was like, please, I need this phone because she has it, and if I don't have it, I'm gonna look like such a loser.
yeah.
And yeah, same with like getting a sports bra, shaving your legs for the first time. I remember like I think it was the same girl who started shaving her legs cuz she developed like earlier than a lot of other girls. And
Yeah.
so I was like, well, she's shaving her legs, I want to shave my legs. And imagine me having that conversation with my dad, like not that it was really a conversation, but it was like weird to be like, yeah, I'm going to shave my legs. Okay.
Yeah. I used to have to hide that from because I was weird. I used to shave my entire body back in high school, except for my
Mhm.
arms, obviously.
Mhm.
I liked doing it. I liked the feeling. It felt like fresh. But
Totally.
I would have to not only hide that from. I wouldn't really hide it at school. I wasn't really ashamed of what I was doing. Otherwise, I guess I wouldn't do it. I'd more have to hide it at home.
Mm.
I talked last time we streamed. I talked a little bit about like how my stepdad used to have like very like homophobic tendencies, and shaving any part of your body is seen as very like effeminate, right?
Yeah.
So it would definitely be looked down upon. So I would just be in the shower for like an hour and a half, just shaving every part of me, and then having to like really rinse down that tub, making sure every like remnant of hair is gone. And it's like they're probably like, "What are you doing?"
Meanwhile, you're worried he thinks that you're shaving your legs, but really he's worried about what else you're doing in there that would affect the
Yeah,
tub.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh my god, he's gonna know that I'm shaving my legs, and meanwhile he's out in his chair, just like, he's so disgusting. Please, God, don't
I
let it
have my
happen
room
now.
for that.
Please, please, just give me like another year.
I like King's comment in the chat. He says, "Real thing said to me in the locker room in seventh grade. Damn, that's not a happy trail. That's a happy 4-lane highway."
Oh, that's funny.
That's really good. Pi says, "School is nuts. Power trips. They blamed me for stealing stuff I didn't steal, and I will never forgive them for it." Ooh, and still holding the grudge. I did so
I
much
would
other
too.
stuff I should not have gotten in trouble for. But no, it's the thing I didn't do.
I've experienced that in
Uh,
school as well, getting in trouble, like getting targeted for something that I didn't do, just because like I think some adults just have grudges towards like
Yeah.
children, and we've talked about this on the podcast, I think, or on stream before, where like, or maybe I did. I think I told some stories from school where teachers were mean to me for no reason.
Hmm.
They're always girls. It's always girl on girl violence at school, and yeah, I think some educators just like I don't know why they get into education except to project their insecurities onto other children. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what it was for Pi. But I think teachers can just be your biggest haters sometimes.
I think so too. I didn't get in trouble often. I remember the one time I did, because my mom was always very. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it briefly. My
Mm.
mom was always pretty hands off with me. Whether that's a good or bad thing is up for debate. But um, there was one time she decided, you know what? I am the mother. I am going to crack down.
Mm-hmm.
But it was for we got a call from my school saying I skipped class. I didn't skip class. I've skipped two classes because two separate girls asked me to. So that was the only time I skipped class. Was those two times, and this time I got a call home saying, "Hey, you did this." So my mom came in. She's like, "Where were you today?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Take a step back. What is happening with your voice right now?" Leave my room and come back and try again.
Let's
I
rewind.
was let's so I'm like, oh yeah, no, I went today. She's like, I don't believe you. I'm like, well, I guess this conversation's over then, because I'm telling you the truth, you don't believe it, so we're at a kind of an impasse right now.
Yeah.
So getting mad at me was pretty hard to do.
Yeah, you're really good at like talking your way out of things.
But I'm not like snaking it. Like I'm being
You're not
legitimate.
lying. You're just being like, "Okay, well, what I don't know how we're going to resolve this." Like,
Yeah.
if you don't believe me, you don't believe me.
Well, because that's the end of it. If once somebody
Yeah.
doesn't believe you, it's like, okay, well, I guess the conversation's over.
Like, yeah, I don't have a body cam on me. I can't prove it to you, so
Yeah. Yeah.
that's so weird.
Uh, King says I actually do the what's with your tone thing with people. They really hate it. They do. I do
What's
it
that
all the time
tone?
because people I don't like being yelled at. I don't like angry tones at me. So I'll just be like, hey, don't ever do that again. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Hey, stop
I had to
that.
tell, like I've told several bosses I've had, including the current one I have. Hey, never raise your voice at me ever again. Don't ever do that. That's not cool. I'm not receptive to that. And also, in general, don't do that.
Yeah.
So,
Same. That's just like we are not going to accomplish anything with you just coming in hot like that. So, let's try again.
let's try again.
Uh,
Run it back. Run it back.
King says someone had said to me something along the lines of blah 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 blah, like you said you would, and I was like, first of all, rewind and omit the second half of what you just said, then we can talk.
Like you
Period.
said you
Like
would.
you said you would. Shut up.
Shit if.
Shit. Ib. Yeah,
Uh,
school is. I could talk about school for hours because it was just so like so weird. School is just a weird
I
experience.
I'm very glad it's over. Like that whole portion of my life is over. But I loved it. I look back on it fondly. I'm thinking, you know
Yeah.
what, that was a very essential experience that I had,
Oh,
and I
absolutely.
and I loved it. I made the best. I made the best of it. I think.
Some of my best
By
memories
not
are from school,
doing it worse.
but also some of my the worst memories are from school.
I mean, yeah, because that's your whole life, right? So
Yeah, it's your whole
at that
like
point,
that's your whole at that age, it's your whole like purpose in life. It's your whole universe is what happens to you at school because you're there
yeah,
like a full-time job from 8 to
it's the only
3,
thing you have going for you.
literally, and it's all that people
Yeah,
expect of you. No one's like, "Hey, uh, you know, start thinking about your career unless you're a sophomore or junior in high school,
yeah.
which is still too young to be forcing that upon kids, but I digress. But no, like I
Right, so
had,
school is shared trauma. Yeah,
yeah, school,
because every single kid's got to do it.
yeah, even abroad, like kids abroad can relate to kids in America, on some level. Not obviously not as bad as we have it, but school is school, I think, across the globe, but every education system is different. Um, but yeah, I mean my favorite moments in school were marching band and theater. That's
Mm,
pretty much it. All my friends in the arts were like my favorite people and the realest people that I've ever known.
that's cool. I didn't really have
Yeah.
like an extracurricular activity,
Mhm.
like marching band or anything like that. I had classes I liked, like drama class,
Mhm.
right? I think it's similar experience to theater, right?
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing. So yeah, loved that. I have some scripts saved, um, still in my email. I've had this email
Mhm.
since I was like 12, but so I have some of that still. But yeah, that
Yeah.
class was amazing. It was mostly because you didn't really have to do much. Like I was already confident in my performance, so we sat like behind the curtain and played my friends. We played Tekken on my friend's PSP, and that was great. And I also loved we had video game club as well, which
Oh.
early on, yeah, we had video game club, which was really
What?
cool. It ran every I think Tuesday and Thursday during lunch hour, so it was a very short period, just an
Mhm.
hour long. And we would play. There was really only two games. We upgraded to a couple more later, but we had Super Smash Bros. Melee. We did upgrade to Brawl later when Brawl came out, because yeah, Brawl came out when I was in high school. That's just to age myself a little bit there. But yeah, we were playing Melee, and then we played DDR, one of the DDR games.
What?
So we had a DDR setup in there, not like a whole machine, but we had like the dance pads.
Mhm.
And then what the kids would do is they would push all the desks against the wall to make a sturdy enough thing to hold on to. So they do that thing where they hold on to the back
Oh
of the desk and
yeah.
they dance like crazy. Um, and I made so many. That was in the ninth and 10th grade. So
Mhm.
when I first got there, we had video game club, and that's where I made all my like first friends in high school.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I was also the best at melee, so that helped as well.
I'm sure. That's
No,
so
like I
cool.
was actually we would have tournaments, and that's I would win money sometimes.
Really?
It was just like $20, but it was hey, winning $20 for a melee tournament
Yeah, that's
in
pretty
high
good.
school was pretty sick. It was pretty awesome.
What up, May 9K? We got May 9K in
Hello,
the
May
chat.
9K. Yeah, we
Um,
do.
Pi, yes, I agree with you. Basically, Pi says that we are lucky because we didn't have to go through shooting drills, which is very true. We didn't have to do drills like that at my school ever.
We we did actually.
Hmm.
Surprisingly, because I'm Canadian and you're American,
Hmm.
we didn't do them like regularly, but we did the whole thing. Like we went through the procedures. Like, hey, hide under your desk,
You
lock the
know what?
door.
We did have lockdown drills. I'm so dumb. We
Yeah,
had
we
lockdown
did do.
drills, but it wasn't specifically about like a shooter. I think they kind of painted it like if there is an intruder of any kind on campus, we did drills like that, but it wasn't so like specific towards that kind of danger. But we definitely did lockdown like danger drills. I remember now. It's been so long, but
I blocked it out.
I
But
blocked
no,
it
I
out.
think there
Yeah.
was a big push, especially for some reason in Canada specifically. We had because there was, I mean, Drake just got shot in Degrassi, right? So
Uh huh.
that was big on Canadian TV.
It was big here too.
Yeah, so we watched that. And remember we actually watched that in school as like
What?
an example of like dangers. And I remember in high school we watched like Columbine stuff as
Mm-hmm.
well. Which was honestly too hard for me to watch at the time. I don't think I would really want to watch it now either, but
Yeah.
I was like I don't want to see this actually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was I think it was about shooting because we were watching Columbine stuff and also um, Drake.
Also, Drake.
Drake lived. He's fine.
He's thriving. He's out there existing. Um, Yeah, I mean, I definitely remember like hurricane drills, tornado drills. We had those all the time. Fire drills,
Mm.
the usual. But it was a Christian school that I went to, so it makes sense that they would also practice lockdown drills because, I feel like kind of a target in a way, but we had pretty good security though, so
Yeah, I know the schools are loaded with security now. I went back like four years or so after I finished high school. I went back with a friend to try to like visit my teachers. You know, I thought that was such a cool thing when we were kids, and like the past students would come in, and they would talk to the teachers, right? Like, hey, they used to go. That's cool,
I love seeing
right?
TikToks like that where it's like the guy that comes back to high school and he's like coming in the class like, oh, sorry, I'm gonna be quiet, I'm gonna be quiet. He's like being like main character moment, but nobody gives a shit.
I think it was the opposite for us. We would always get very excited, like, oh, cool, like
We
this
did
fucking thing.
too, but like now I feel
Um,
like it's different.
it's different. Well, we weren't allowed to do it. Me and my friend we
Oh
weren't allowed to
yeah.
visit. We got in, we went to the office. We're like, hey, we used to go here. Can we visit? Like, no, that's
You
not a thing anymore. I'm like, oh well, damn. All right, bye.
you can't even sign in with your ID or something?
No, no. I'm like, I could show you my old photo ID.
Cuz usually like at least you have to like sorry, there's a plane coming. You have to at least like sign in and like wear like a visitor's thing. But I guess now like you have to have a specific reason for coming. You can't just walk around,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like you have to prearrange it with the teachers, but I'm like, I don't have their contact info. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
I think most of
That's
my
not.
teachers are gone. Like they don't work at my school anymore. Um
I still talk to some of mine because they're now clients.
oh, that's cool.
Why did I? Can you bleep out the name?
Sure. Does it matter? I won't know who they are.
That's no, I meant the business name. I've never
Oh,
said
where
it.
you work. Oh, yeah, sure.
You don't actually have to. It's fine.
No, I
Nobody.
will. I
It's
will.
fine. No one's gonna snitch.
Let's see,
It's
where
fine.
are we? What timestamp are we at?
What's the
27,
timestamp?
27 something.
Don't. It doesn't actually matter, but it's fine. Uh,
It does,
but
but
yeah, so their clients clipping time, baby. Um, yeah, their clients at my workplace.
mm-hmm.
How's it going, Cinna in the Twitch chat?
Cinna.
Cinna in the Twitch chat.
Call that boy Wheels.
Um,
Sorry, I just saw that. May. Call that boy Wheels.
I distinctly wasn't gonna read his comment.
Oh. Anyways.
I did laugh at it though; it was very funny. Um, yeah. I'll talk to them sometimes. Some of them still work there, I think,
Mm-hmm.
but overall, I think a lot of them have aged out. But I'm like, high school was a long time ago for me.
My band director still works there. She's gonna be buried
Oh,
there.
okay,
I'm pretty sure. Like, she's been there
yeah,
since, like, the beginning of the school, which is a long
one of
time.
the guidance counselors who was like old as hell
Mm-hmm.
when I was there. She's still there. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, Shout out Miss Miller.
Shout out.
She signed off on my. I did some of my volunteer hours, but not all of them. We're required to do at least, I think, 40 hours of volunteer work or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you cannot graduate high school unless you do it.
Same. Yeah.
And I think I did half of them. Um, and she signed up. She signed off on the rest of them. She's a
So
hero.
real for that.
Yeah, I'm like, you're the best.
Yeah, we had to do that too. We had like well, in my university we had the same thing. So I graduated from high school and then I went to another private Christian university that also required what they call convocation, and it's like 10 hours of like 5 categories that you have to do before you graduate.
Oh, really?
One of them was like community service, one of them was chapel. So I had to go to it wasn't no, it wasn't like a church. It was like a what would you call it? Not a service. Like they would have speakers come speak on non-religious things, but there was like a lot of kind of religious like topics. So sometimes they'd have someone who works for like an organization, and so you'd go and you'd listen to them speak for an hour, and it was like once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And then you had to do like I don't know, some kind of art thing, some kind of I don't know. I can't remember now because it was a long time ago, but the community service thing was like, oh, it's always just like no matter how old you are, it's so
what did you
hard.
do for yours?
I think I did what did I do? Probably something with like helping oh, you can help like set up for events.
Okay.
So for the school, which is funny, but like you could go set up chairs for like a speaker, or I was in film, so we had a lot of events that I could just get credit for, and that also doubled as like my arts credit as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was nice, but I feel like most people were like waiting till their last year to do everything, which I did. I waited because I always wait.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to procrastinate or I won't get it done. So
Yeah.
that's always been me.
I'm always gonna get done last second every single time.
But in high school it was a little different because it was like kind of cool to do it like with friends. So it'd be like the weekend would come and it's like there's something on Saturday morning like painting or whatever. And it'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
are you going? Are you going to go like paint on Saturday?" And I'd be like, "Well, I guess if you guys are going, I'll go." So it was like easier in high school because like what else were you doing? In college you have like so much work to do. And I was on set most weekends, so it was really hard for me to like find time to do all that stuff. But high school it was easy because
Yeah.
like that's all I had to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't in sports or anything, so but
It was cool doing it with friends.
yeah.
I've shown you this before. I've told you about my volunteer hours, but I did it like a Christmas thing at a church where I
Yeah.
played Joseph.
Yeah.
I showed you that, right? Where there's actually a picture online of me as Saint Joseph,
Yeah.
and I got to sit in a little scene with Mary and a fake baby. But the animals behind us were real though, so I got to sit there with the little cows. They're like chewing on my like shirt. I'm like, I love these cows.
They do that
And
thing with their
Mary
lips like
like kind of grabbing.
yeah. I love that.
Mary was cool too. I remember she was
Yeah,
she
Mary
was
was
fun to
chill.
talk
Mary
to.
was chill.
Yeah, Mary was chill. Yeah, she was just more focused on the baby
She was a
mostly.
cool virgin.
Yeah.
That was one cool virgin. She cool though.
She was all right. She was all right. So I did that, and I also we had a Canada Day parade in where I live. I keep almost name dropping everything.
You do
I keep forgetting
anyways.
that
I
I'm
don't know
not
why
just
you're stopping.
okay. Well, we had in Port Credit we had a Canada Day parade like we do every year, and we had to carry the Canadian flag, a massive Canadian flag. It required like at least 10 of us to hold. Maybe it was more. It was
Wow.
20. And we were holding it. We were walking down the street, and I was one of those people showing my pride for my country. Also getting my hours for my school.
You know what's crazy? I don't think I've ever held an American flag, like a proper one. I've held one of those little like dinky like din, din, din. What's the
Oh, the little
um
dinky doos.
that was uh I was thinking of a patriotic song and I forgot.
Yeah.
Like Yankee
For some
Doodle.
reason, it's not happening to my brain.
Forget it. Who cares?
Who
Um,
cares?
yeah, I don't think I've never held like a real flag before.
We we have I was trying to think if we have multiple patriotic songs because you guys have multiple. We have like our national anthem. We have he was a skater boy.
She said,
He
"See you
says
later,
yes,
boy."
that's kind of one of ours. Yeah,
Yeah.
we sing that at like anthems and stuff.
Period.
Yeah. So that's what we'll do. Uh,
Does Avril live in Canada or does she live in like LA?
probably lives in most people live in LA. I find
I think she probably has a house in Canada and then a house in California.
her family probably lives here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know she was Toronto born.
Oh yeah, she's very Canadian.
Pittance of time. What the frig is that?
Sorry, girl, but you missed out. She does
Does be
say
sounding like
sorry.
that.
She says sorry, girl. You know.
It's a dead giveaway every time.
I love Avril. That's my girl. I remember we were talking about this
Murphy.
in the car, actually.
I only. Oh, where's your camera?
Oh, I still see my camera. Do y'all see my camera?
Am my internet dead?
I
Oh, you're
I
on
still
stream.
got
You're fine.
I still got you.
Oh, I had your
Gus,
There
thank
we
you for
go.
the
Oh,
resub.
Gus on Twitch dot
Drizzy,
five.
wait, unforge, but Dizzy Drake is from Maple Syrup Land.
We did talk about Drake
We did mention
a
Drake.
little. We've already, yeah. Also, speaking of Gordon Lightfoot, Pie, the only reason why I know about Gordon Lightfoot is actually from Mandy's dad.
Oh my god, that's right.
It was a very, very American man. So that's very funny.
My dad is
I
so
don't
funny.
know anything. I know Avril. I can do that. Avril was
The
my favorite
Beebs.
though, from when yeah, Beebs of course. I didn't really listen to his music though. He
Yeah.
was like a little bit after well, yeah.
Well, I met him when he was just becoming a thing.
That's true. That's true. He was
He
dating one of your
came.
friends or something, right?
Well, friends is a loose term. He dated a. I've told this story before. Nobody believes me, but it's completely 100% true. He dated a girl that I went to high school with when we were like 15. So like freshman year, she was started dating him. This was before he released his first single, and so he would come to our school because she was a cheerleader. So he would come to like sporting events, and yeah, I met him. I met him before all that unfolded.
Dang,
But
that's crazy.
he was very like reserved, honestly. Like he had the hair that was like kind of covering his eyes, so he was just like, I don't know. I kind of felt like he was what's the word? Uh he was just kind of like standoffish. He was very standoffish to me.
Man, you know?
Yeah, man. I think I don't know if that was just how he was or because he knew he was about to blow up. But yeah, he was okay.
Uh,
Love his
he was
music
also
though.
15, so like also, you know.
Yeah. But I remember though, like we kind of made fun of him because of the
Oh,
hair.
really?
Because of the hair. Like
The
he
hair
was
was iconic though.
You have to think though, like when someone is styled like how he was, like they were making him into a pop star, right?
Yeah.
So he dressed a certain type of way, he looked a certain type of way, and to us normies, like it was kind of ridiculous because we had no clue like just how talented he was. We didn't know like what he had in the works. And then when his
Yeah.
first single One Time came out in the music video and it blew up, we were all like, "Oh shit." Like, yeah, okay. I kind of get it now.
My version of that story is like the famous person thing I didn't really interact with, but was affiliated with, I guess, was Ryan Gosling's mom was a teacher at my high school,
Yeah.
which is also kind of a weird story. It's not. I don't really have a as strong a story, but that's basically the end of the story.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's kind of an interesting little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus Ludacris was involved. Oh yeah, Luda was in there too. I think that was Baby was the song that he was on. Baby, baby, baby. Oh. You know what's crazy is, and no one's going to believe this either, but when he like I think like a year into him becoming famous, there were people that were making fake Facebook profiles of me and like some of my classmates,
Yeah.
which is insane because like I was in a picture with her like at maybe one event, like at a school dance or something. And
Right.
people would find our names on Facebook and they would make fake profiles of us, which is crazy because it's like I met this guy like one time. One time. And just because we were seen with her, they wanted to like somehow get close to her, so they would make those profiles so that maybe she would like accept the friend request, whatever. And then I was in marching band, and I remember I went to my cousin's school for a game, and she's much younger than me, but a bunch of these like middle schoolers came up to me and they were like, "It's so nice to meet you." because they knew that I knew her. And I was
Huh.
like, this is so weird because I'm like just playing a little toodaloot in the marching
A
band.
little two to two.
I'm just like I know that, they know my cousin. They were friends of my cousin, and so I guess my cousin told them.
Yeah.
So it was just a really bizarre time, and yeah, I think they dated for like a few years.
Oh, that's big.
And to this day, people still comment on her, her account, his account, and they're just like, you guys should be together. It's like his first girlfriend, and he's married, has a kid now, and they're still like, you guys should be together. I'm like,
Yeah,
ugh.
it's crazy.
People are so weird.
Someone
Oh,
is
what
at
was
the
that?
front door.
It's never true.
It's
Someone
never
else.
true. I think it's connected to my parents' house back home.
I think so. That's such a spooky. I hate that though.
Luckily, it's never gone off in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping, but it's always during the
It
day.
has.
It's so stupid.
Sorry, I'm often sleeping on that couch behind you, so I'll catch the noties,
Oh, it
and it
has?
has done it before. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that's creepy.
I've heard it before.
Someone's ringing the
Yeah,
doorbell in the middle of the night?
I guess so. Maybe they're expecting some late guests or something.
That's so weird. Um, yeah. My parents are super plugged into their Ring notifications, which like so am I, but like I don't have like a speaker to hook it up to.
Yeah, I live in an apartment, so I don't got to deal with all that.
Yeah, so I don't care who comes.
Yeah, if people can show up, I'm gonna tell them to go away anyway.
Yeah.
I'm all the way in here. I'm not gonna answer the door.
Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't answer the door if you're not expecting company. And everybody should get a camera because, like, you never know.
I had a woman come up to my door last year, and she looked just cracked out. And she's like, "Hi, I'm a police officer. Can I come in?" And she like started walking in. I'm like, "Absolutely the frig
Was
not.
she in a uniform?
No."
What?
There was no subtlety. She was just like, "Hey, I'm a police officer. Can I come in?" I'm coming in.
I'm
I said,
coming
"No,
in.
you're not." I said, "Go away. You're
No, the
not coming
frig,
in."
you're not.
No, absolutely the frig not.
So scary.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple times where another person was like, I knew this guy, but I don't like him. Hey, are your parents home?" And he like takes a step in. He's like opening the door. And I'm like, "No, get out, get out, get out of my house."
This is when you
I
were a
hate that guy.
teenager?
No, this is like a few years ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Your parents home? Kiddo? It's like I'm in my 30s.
I'm in my 30s, and get out of my house. Get out of my house. Like
I'm
never
halfway
walk
to
past me.
retirement.
Yeah, like literally, yeah, never come back in here again, and he never did.
That's crazy. Your apartment has some crazy people in it.
It does. Mostly they're fine. Like I think it's a fairly safe area.
Or they're in a
but-
suitcase.
Or they're in a. Are they in a suitcase?
Or they're in a suitcase.
We had one little murder in
You
the
get
building.
one person stuffed into a suitcase and you never stop talking about
Nobody lets you. You know,
it.
they can't let it go. One little murder, and then somebody gets stuffed into a suitcase, and it just happens to be the unit right below yours. Exactly, directly right below yours. And people go nuts.
You should do a story time on TikTok. I think that would blow up. Be like, get ready with me while I tell you about the time that someone below me got stuffed into a suitcase.
I don't know how to say that without it. Like, the algorithm's going to bring it to somebody who knows the person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be mad disrespectful.
I feel like it's got to happen more than once in a lifetime. How are they going to pin it on that?
They're going to see me, and they're like, oh, yeah, he lives in that building, too.
Maybe they can give you some freaking answers. Because I'm curious.
I think I looked it up. I think it was like an ex of hers or something.
That has to be the reason. Because, like, I don't know how that would just randomly happen.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, ugh, spooky.
Bookie.
I've told that story on stream before, I think.
Yeah, you have. You definitely, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel mostly bad for the superintendent. He doesn't work here anymore.
The
I would've
person who
quit, too.
found them, yeah, I would have to quit and go off the grid, I think.
I would, yeah, I would leave. I would live. I would be one of the river people.
Yeah, I would go do ayahuasca and just like wipe my brain clean. Is this person not in
Oh, is
prison? What?
my internet dying?
No, I still have your camera.
Oh, I think it's trying to die. My internet's kind of spotty today, and I also have hives everywhere. I'm stressed today. I'm having a stressed day today.
Yeah, you had to. Can you tell the story about the
Oh
Facebook
my
support
god.
number?
My mom got hacked. Her Facebook got hacked. And if your parent has ever got, or a grandparent ever got anything compromised, you know that responsibility now falls on you, right?
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. You become tech support.
Every tech thing falls on you, even if it's like,
Yeah.
how do I open this app?
So I tried to get it back myself, but there's two recovery options for you. There is send an email to you to reset the password, which is like, well, that doesn't help because they've hacked into this account and they've changed the password. So no.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second option is to enter your password, which has been changed. Obviously, if I knew the password, I could just sign in. So those are the two options I have to recover. So I'm like, well, I have to call someone. I called Meta tech support. That is not a phone number you can call. It is a 40-second pre-recorded message just saying, hey, we are not answering phone calls at this time. And I tried multiple times a day. It's not a number to answer. So I looked up Facebook tech support on Google, and it took me to the Facebook website, the actual Facebook website, not a Facebook group. It was under their help and support page, and they actually had a number there. So I called that number, and they answer, and it's kind of low quality when you hear it. You'd think they'd be like, "Thank you for calling Facebook," like, and they would direct you to a person. That is not what happened here. It was ringing, and it goes, "Hello, text." It was like kind of low. It was like choppy and low quality. Like, hey, it's tech support. I'm like, is this Facebook tech support? So I'm already sketched
Hello.
out. Despite me getting this off of Facebook's website under the help and support page, I'm sketched out now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, did they lose this number and somebody else took this number for scamming purposes? I don't know. So they're helping me out. I guess you could say helping me out. And they're like, okay, well, we see in your account there was some. Did they open a Meta financial account recently, or did you? I'm like, no, we didn't. They're like, okay, well, somebody did under your name, and there's all these charges for it. So we need you to download this remote access app to your phone so we can help figure out stuff with your account. So I'm like, okay, remote access with tech support stuff, that's fairly normal. I'm still sketched out, but I'll do it anyway because sure. So I download help desk, remote, and they connect to my mom's phone and all that. Sure. Then they're like, okay, we see you have the TD Bank app installed. We need to check if there's been any transactions done on your thing. I'm like, we already checked. There's nothing. They're like, okay, well, we need to verify. I'm like, I'm not opening the bank with you connected to the phone. I'm just not.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, well, we can't help you if you don't do that. Like, it's part of the policy. I'm like, well, I will end the remote access, open up the bank stuff, so you don't see my password. They're like, oh, well, when you sign into your bank stuff, it'll be blacked out anyway. We won't be able to see anything. So I'm like, then how will you see if there's any transaction charges if it's blacked out?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't really want to do that. So he's like, okay. Eventually, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just in case this is legit, because I have no other options, and I'm trying to get my mom's Facebook account back. I'm like, I'll sign in really quick, and I'll change the password really fast afterward, right?
Mm.
So I do that. I sign in, and then he's like, okay, I see there's no charges. He's like, okay, so what we have to do is we have to change your digital footprint by changing the charges that you had on the account to something in your name, so we can refund, or not refund them, but like block them from charging and like prove it's you and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay. They're like, oh, so basically you'd have to e-transfer. It's not to a person, it's to a bot account. It gets refunded right away. It's just so you have like a paper trail. He's basically using all these mumbo jumbo terms.
Mm.
So I told him straight up, I was like, yeah, I'm not transferring any money. I'm not transferring a single thing. I'm like, you know how that sounds, right? So I guess I understand. And that's when, I'm like, how is this number still on Facebook's account? Because I'm like, I don't believe this number.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like word for word a scammer. He's talking about like e-transfers. I'm like, there's no e-transfer required here. Just give me my friggin' account back.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about, oh yeah, so you'll e-transfer this amount, it'll get refunded right away back to you. And then when I declined that, he said, okay, well, if you want to read our policies, this is how we do it. If you go to facebook.com, you go to the policy page, you can read through it and you can see this is something that we require you to do to get your account back. I'm like, okay, I have my phone up right now. Show me where the policies are. He's like, it's like 40 pages of policies. Like you can read through it. It takes like an hour to read through. So you can hang up now.
Mm-hmm.
You can hang up through, read that back, and call me back. I'm like, no, you have me on the phone right now. Let's solve this right now. Show me where the policies are. Let's take our time. He says, oh, well, I'm the manager here, and it's, I have a lot of people waiting on me. I have a lot of people waiting on me for help. I'm like, okay, well, you're helping someone right now. So finish that first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can move on. I was like, what are you talking about? I got to help other people. Yeah, you got to help the one person you're trying to help right now.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, what is hanging up going to do? What does that do? I'm not transferring you money, friggin' dumbass. So
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I hung up and I told my mom, hey, you lost your Facebook account. It's gone.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like it's gone. Go on, look at the profile, save all the pictures you want. It's gone.
Ugh.
So write down the names of the people you want to send friend requests to.
How much
Make
money
a little
did they
announcement
want?
post. They said transfer $460 something
Huh?
to this account. I'm like, nope. And that's when I knew. I'm like, how is this? Like I said,
460?
I legitimately got this number. They said it'd be refunded. It's just that's what the initial charge was. And I'm like, that's not a real thing. How is this number still allowed to be on Facebook? Because clearly
What?
it is not in possession of Facebook anymore. It is a fake number. But like this is a problem right now. You know how hard it is to get customer support from anyone?
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't surprised about this. Customer support is not a thing anymore.
Mm-mm.
And it was the sketchiest experience. As soon as the call ended, I changed all my mom's bank passwords and every password on everything.
Hmm.
I'm like, no one's getting access to this. We're changing it all. Only her and I will know the passwords. It's fine.
Like, I would understand. Well, first of all, there's no reason you should have to do anything financially, like,
No,
for the situation. But, like, if it was, like, $5, like, okay. But, like, $460? For what was the reason for that amount?
their justification was that was what the initial charge was, and every single time they tell me to charge, it'd be like a different number. So I'm like, you guys are not even being subtle about this.
Oh my god.
Like, so I'm like, I don't know what my mom got into, but it's I was on the phone with these guys right before we hit go
Mm-hmm.
live. Um, I'm like breaking out in hives
I
because I'm so
know.
stressed.
That would stress me out too. Like, Facebook is so sketchy. They've had some controversy with privacy, like
Yeah.
like stealing people's information and using it. Um but
Oh, he also threatened that he's going to block Facebook and affiliated apps from this IP just to prevent any further transactions.
what?
He says, so you won't be able to access Facebook and Instagram on any of these devices. And I'm thinking, okay, good. I didn't say this. I'm thinking, yeah, go ahead. Then I'll know
Do
you're
it.
legit. If you have the means to block Facebook from my IP address, I dare you to. He ends the call. He goes, okay. He's like, well, you know what? I'll put a hold on the IP block for now. I'm like, yeah, I bet you friggin' will.
Why would
So
like why was he threatening to block you? Like, why?
I guess the justification was, let it be so further transactions can't be done. It's like, well, you can just. I don't think that's how IP blocking works, but anyway,
If
sure.
well, no, because like if the goal is to block further transactions, that would be between you and your bank, right?
Yeah, yeah, and like, there's no transactions done on her banking, so it's like
Right.
she's fine.
That's not the issue.
She's never once linked her account to her Facebook.
That's not the issue that you're presenting. You're just trying to what, get back into the account.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he's
she can
making sense.
continue her messenger conversation with her sister. Like,
That's
is
so
there somewhere you can
weird.
report this number? There is nobody you can access. There's no human you can access when it comes to Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Most companies, like, it's virtually impossible to, like, talk to somebody. It's impossible to keep them accountable for things like this, situations like
yeah,
this. I mean, I can tell you as an Uber driver, support is not real. You're
yeah.
not talking. You're talking to someone, but you're not actually talking to a real person, which makes it very frustrating to, like, resolve issues. And, like, it completely lacks the nuances of human issues, like human
Yeah.
interactions. And that's just how it is now. Like,
It's very frustrating.
there's no
I
support.
had a bad experience with Uber Eats
Mhm.
specifically, where I actually I don't use them anymore. I haven't used them in years
That's
because
fair.
of the foul service I was given, where I lost basically $100. I wasn't given the food that I wanted,
Mhm.
and they offered me it was $100 order basically. It was for a birthday, and so it was a big order. I was ordering
Mhm.
for a lot of people, and they I didn't get. Oh, it was ramen. It was ramen, and it was they would give you the noodles and the broth separately,
Mhm.
and um, I think they gave me one broth, and I had three bowls of noodles, and one of them didn't have noodles; it just had the pieces. So it was just like
What?
I can maybe assemble one ramen in this, and I think it was four ramen I ordered. So I'm like, okay, so I actually have technically no usable food here. This is not a usable food. And I went, they're like, okay, we'll give you a $5 credit on your account. Anything else I can do for you? I'm like, nope, that's not good enough. That's actually not good enough.
Give you five
I'm like,
dollars.
well, $5 back. I'm like, no, well, here's the thing. I didn't get anything. I'm currently paying for nothing.
Yeah.
I've thrown my money at you guys for nothing in return.
Mhm.
I need this back. This isn't a small amount of money. I had to make a decision to do this order,
Yeah.
right? So I can't just take a hit on this. And they eventually started ignoring me, and basically,
Mhm.
um, what they would do is they would make the problem resolved. So
Mm.
they would click this issue has been resolved,
Yeah.
and then I would have to click it has not been resolved, and I
Mhm.
would have to type out a thing again, and then they would just ignore it and they'd hit resolved again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is actually crazy. I'm being ghosted and blocked by Uber. And I was so pleasantly I have the screen cap of the whole
Mhm.
thread. And I've sent it to many people and they're like, at no point were you unreasonable. You were never angry, you were never rude.
Yeah.
You were very, very straightforward and professional about everything. And they just blocked you.
Ugh.
And I'm like, that is nuts to me. So I was like, I understand that my boycott will not mean anything in the grand schemes of things, but
Mhm.
I could not bring myself to use them again.
Oh, of
So
course.
I'm a DoorDash boy.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, JT said that they had to go through the bank to get money back from DoorDash. DoorDash and Uber Eats are on the same level in terms of customer service.
Yeah.
They just
Oh yeah, they're both bad, and I know they're
don't
both basically
care.
the same. I'm just like I haven't had
Right.
that experience with DoorDash yet. I'm sure it's gonna happen.
DoorDash, because I've done both. DoorDash uh is a bit more annoying about the process. They're more annoying about, like, if you, like, say for example, if you're picking up an order and there's something's wrong, like they never made it, somebody stole it, whatever, you have to go through and select, like, certain things to be like, this is what's
Yeah.
happening. And they'll prompt you, like, are you sure you want to, like, they'll just give you more information about how to resolve an issue. Uber doesn't really offer that as a driver. They do, however, like, if you do a shopping order, you cannot cancel it unless you talk to support, which is is
Hmm.
basically meaningless because you can just be like, I'm not doing this, and they'll just have to be like, okay. But yeah, it's and that's where that like lack of nuance comes in, because let's say like you go to shop for one item and they don't have that item, they don't have anything like it, and
Yeah.
so you have to basically cancel the delivery, and so you have to say like, hey, they're out of this item, like trying to tell them like, hey, there is nothing like this in the store, and I guarantee you like they're not going to want anything. They're still going to be
Yeah.
like, oh, have you try substituting for an item. It's like, no, you don't understand. Like they're not going to want anything. And so it's
Yeah.
like they, because it's not a real person, they're not able to like have that conversation with you where it's like, yeah, as a
I'm
person, as a fellow human, you're right. They wouldn't want anything. You know what I mean?
It's like as long as like
Ugh.
you get me on the phone with like a person, it's usually fine.
Usually,
Like
yeah.
it's you can usually be reasonable, you can usually get what you want,
Mm-hmm.
but getting to that human, if they even exist, is a whole process
Oh
now.
my god,
And
yeah.
and as I experience more and more of this, the Karens become more and more valid, and I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, I wanted to Karen out on this guy today pretty hard.
Oh yeah. I mean that's not even a Karen situation. That's just like a, I know that you're scamming people, so you need to be held accountable for it. Of course, like that doesn't work.
Mm.
I love those TikTokers who deal with scammers and they like ruin their lives.
Oh, when they do like the live streams of it too. Oh, that's my
Whenever
fave.
they like redeem the gift cards and they're like, "No, no." It's like, "Yeah.
Why did you do
Why
that?
did you do
I wonder
that?"
if it would have got to that point. I wonder if it would have got to that point. It's so funny.
Oh my god, I wouldn't risk it, but those people are like professionals. They know exactly how it works.
Yeah, yeah.
So I love watching those videos, but yeah, it's just like it sucks because like I've been doing Uber Eats for 2.5 years now, which is it's a long time, but I genuinely do love doing deliveries. Like it's so much fun for me. But like I know for a fact I could work at Uber HQ. Like I could be in that room with the executives and be like, this is what needs to change. If we don't change it, it's gonna be in the trash. You know, like
Yeah.
we need to level up. Like I genuinely feel like I could be in that board meeting giving
But
suggestions.
also like because they're so big and just like everybody relies on them now, they're free of consequences. The same with like Facebook.
Yeah,
What does Facebook benefit from having customer service? They don't need to do anything
they
anymore.
don't need it. Yeah, they don't
If
care.
you don't need customer service, then just I guess don't and
Yeah.
forget everyone else.
They literally, it's
Yeah.
like the billionaires, they literally do not care about people when they get to a
Yeah.
certain point. They do not care about the experience because they know people are going to use it no matter what. And they're
Yeah.
making enough money to where like they don't have to care. And I don't know. I feel like there's so many small things that can be done to like improve the experience long term for both people, for both drivers and customers.
I'm just tired and frustrated with everyone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly grab my reactant because I'm breaking out a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's been dealing with this like rash whenever he gets stressed. And I can imagine that it's flaring up today cuz like there's nothing more frustrating than dealing with support for something like this, especially where your information's being compromised. Oh,
It's like it's one thing for my information, but like my mom's, man.
yeah, cuz like not to be like, you know, I'm not trying to be ageist, but it's like our parents really like do deal with that
Old people
stuff.
don't know nothing.
They like, yeah, AI is like gonna destroy our parents and
Oh my.
grandparents. Cuz like things can look so believable now. And I saw a video of just like I think they're grandparents. I don't know, they might be parents. But this girl was showing her like parents a video of like I think it was Trump's son like singing a song, but it was AI, and they were like, "Well, that's him, isn't it?" And she's like, "No, that's like a animated person." And they're like, "What?" Like,
Yeah, you could show them.
It's like the Jennifer Aniston thing.
There's that. There's also like the AI debates between Trump and Kamala, which are still going on right
Oh
now.
my god.
It's like, why would they be debating? But you could literally show this to anybody;
I
they'd
love
believe
the
it.
like the fan cams of like Biden and Trump where it's like set to like some K-drama music or they'll be singing. I've seen the video of them like singing on stage like at the debate,
Yeah, there's that too.
which is not real, but it's AI. I wish it was real.
I loved the old videos of it was Trump, Obama, and Biden in like a game lobby talking about like
Like on
I
Discord.
I need healing. Yeah,
I
in Minecraft,
where we dropping, boys?
I built the best house.
I
Everyone
built the
knows it.
best house. Everybody knows it. In Minecraft.
In
God, that's why
Minecraft.
I love like modern internet and modern technology. I love it for that, but it is also like a double-edged sword where it's like very dangerous.
Yeah,
You know, AI is always going to be a threat, but it's also like it's delivered some really great things.
it's dangerous when the old people who believe it still have a say, and like it's
The voting process.
yeah, because those
Yeah.
things will influence their.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, like did you see that Kamala Harris ruined that kid's house in Minecraft? Like she's so mean to
She's
kids.
so mean. Gus says Biden AI says he's smoking that Afghan Kush. That shit will stop your pacemaker. That's so funny. It's funny, but also it's like, I mean, you kind of have to laugh through the pain, right? Like,
Oh my
that's
god.
all
And
I
it's
can
like
do.
coming back from the coming back from America right after Trump got voted in again. It was like, okay, maybe there'll be some like a sense of relief a little bit, like just
Mm-hmm.
internally.
Because
You
you're
know, it's like, okay,
Canadian.
I'm away from that right now because I'm Canadian. But then we drive down to the Square One area, Square One being like the second biggest mall in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one intersection, Burnthorpe in here, Ontario, that is like it's emotionally draining to go there. There's just the worst political
Mm-hmm.
protests and signs up imaginable, talking about like how they lied about the vaccines, Canadian flags everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
They lied.ca. Like you can go to this website, and it's just like all these types of signs, and they're huge. They have huge banners, and they're on all four corners of this intersection. Immediately upon getting back into Canada, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I think I'm tired.
Canada and America are the same.
They're the same. They
Like,
are the same.
people are like, oh, I'm going to move to Canada, which maybe I will someday, obviously, but like people wanting to move because of the political, you know, political nature of America. It's like, well, not to burst your bubble, but those same people exist in Canada and they're loud and proud just like they are here.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you guys are having some of the same issues that that we are having with like human rights and all that kind of stuff. So it's
yeah.
like there's really no perfect place to go. It's just like pick your poison. I mean, Canada's really
Oh,
beautiful. Beautiful though. I love Canada.
it's beautiful. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind living there, but at this point it's kind of like you're way not centered in frame, by the way. I can
Oh,
adjust it. No, no, no,
okay.
no, no. I can adjust it. He
It's
just got
okay.
no, no,
I'll
no.
get up.
He just got really cozy, and I was like, "Oh, there he goes." No, it's okay.
I'm going.
I'll just zoom.
I'm waiting to see myself be centered.
Okay, I
Oh,
made.
that's like a little
Yeah,
better.
that's better.
Can I go
That's
up a
actually
little?
sure. Go up.
There we go. Oh, that's nice.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
that's,
Yeah,
I don't, I'm way behind you.
you're
So.
centered. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do I
Uh.
still sound fine?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Um, JT in the chat says, "Did you see the Google search statistic of people searching how to move out of the country?"
Oh, I've seen that on TikTok, like
Yeah,
all over the place. It's like here, move to like Portugal, and here's a list of 5 countries that you can move to, or that you can pay to move to, or something. Pay for citizenship, and I think Ireland is one of those. Scotland or Ireland is one of those countries, which I would not mind living in Scotland. I love it there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful there, and the people are so nice. Um,
I have friends who live in Scotland.
Same. We have
Yeah.
cutting class. I don't want docs. I don't want docs cutting class, but cutting class is Scottish.
You watch a stream. I wonder where he's from.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the loudest Scottish accent. Where the hell is he from?
yeah. Oh, I love Grant. He's amazing. I hope that we can go and visit him one day because that would be so
Probably.
fun.
I have my friend Andrew, who's like my best friend in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He's a film professor at a university in Scotland.
Oh, that's cool.
So
What
him
a
and his wife live there.
oh,
She's fantastic as well. She's from England, I think. Um, but yeah, they're both really cool people. So
I was
I
just thinking
visit them.
how cool it would be to be a film student in Scotland. Like, just like the background, like just going outside and being like, okay, let's make a movie here because it's like it looks like a period piece in certain areas.
I'm
Just
certain he'd give us
beautiful.
free education. Let's just show up to one of his little.
I've looked into like when I was closer to college age, I looked into doing like a study abroad program in Edinburgh. Um, but I
I think that's where he is.
oh yeah. Oh, that is like the
Yeah.
most beautiful city. It's
Yeah.
where Harry
So
Potter was written.
we'll go there. We'll get some free education. We'll just sit in his lectures.
Yeah.
He's not gonna tell me no.
No.
Uh,
He can write us up
so
some visas.
yeah, there you go. It should be fine. But yeah, his recommendation probably would be strong too.
If it was if
A
it was
university professor, I think that's a strong
Oh no,
recommendation.
that is a very strong recommendation. I if it was more affordable, I would totally do like a like a short college program in another country, like a kind of like
Yeah.
an associate's degree, or I guess for me it would be a master's degree, which is weird. But if it was like $5,000, I would so do that because I just any excuse to like live in a country. I like that. I've looked into Canada, like if there's just like a student program, like a language program that I can do, but it's so expensive. It's so
It's so
expensive.
expensive because
So
they were far too. I remember
yeah,
we were looking that
the
up.
cheapest one was in Saskatchewan, which is like not really somewhere. It's not the hippest place in Canada.
I like it, but like
It's way out there
it's
too.
it's flat. It's just flat land, and it's
Hmm.
that's interesting. I've talked about this before. It is interesting seeing just like nothing on the horizon.
Yeah.
It's kind of it makes you feel it's a similar experience of watching like you know a sunset at a beach. You realize like oh how small you
Uh
are.
huh.
It's similar seeing the skyline on every single direction you look, and I'm like that's
Ooh,
very interesting.
that's
You
cool.
feel tiny, and I'm like this is actually such a cool experience.
I see. I don't mind being out in like nature or like removed from civilization. I feel like these days it's
Yeah,
hard to find a place that's like completely removed from civilization, especially in North America. Like you're at least like an hour or two from like the nearest shopping center if you're out like out there. But
yeah.
yeah, I feel like Saskatchewan is definitely like out there where I think that would be too much out there for me. But I don't know. Like I would love to strengthen
We
my.
should experience it
No, we'll
sometime.
go. We talked about
Yeah,
renting a camper like van and driving it out to BC, doing like a camping trip, or like
yeah.
renting one in BC and driving around BC. But that would be so much fun.
That'd be
I
so
would love
cool.
to do that. I think we will probably end up doing that because it'll be cheaper to camp too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we're hopefully gonna get to do that next year at some point.
Next year seems reasonable, I
Yeah,
think.
we could go when it's like not too cold and not too hot. So like maybe March or April or something.
Yeah.
If not, then like like summer to fall transition. So it's not
Even if you go
too
in like
much.
May, it is Canada as well, so it's
Yeah,
like it's still sweater weather.
but also that's like a big part of the aesthetic out there is like if it's chilly, then fine because it matches the background. Like it's so beautiful.
I will say, coming back to Canada and it being cold was so nice. I
Yeah,
was like,
I haven't been in
"Ugh."
Atlanta in like 3 weeks, and so I'm curious. I mean, I guess Gus can tell me what the weather is like. I'm expecting it to not
Gus,
be
is
super
it
hot,
warm?
but I'm gonna be coming back on Wednesday, so and I'm excited to get back because like, I've got Wicked is coming out.
It's coming out.
Wicked, which I've been posting about this on social media, but
Wicked.
I've been buying a lot of Wicked merch,
Yeah, it's
including
really
this
cool
gown.
looking. I didn't know anything about Wicked until all I knew was about Wizard of It was like a prequel to Wizard of Oz. That's literally the only thing I knew about it.
Yeah.
Um, but then you had me listen to the music. I was like, oh, the music's really freaking good. I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah. I introduced him to the Wicked soundtrack this week, and I think we listened to Defying Gravity like 50 times.
Oh, that's a great song.
So good, and
Sounds
I'm
like
so
something from
excited.
Frozen.
Well, yeah, it's Adina Menzel, so.
Yeah.
Um, but now I think we're both excited for the movie. I'm
I
so,
think
so
yeah, I'm
excited.
excited. I already have plans to go see it, so
Yeah.
but I don't know, like I've never seen like a theater production before, so
Yeah, that will
I would
be
like to.
next time it comes around, whether that's in Toronto or Atlanta, we are gonna go because it's like a must. You have to see it.
I've never seen any,
I
so I
know.
wouldn't like. I wanted to see Lion King, but like they're very expensive, and I'm like,
I know Lion King is like my second favorite show because it'll make you cry. Both of the shows will make you cry, but Wicked is a lot of people's first theater experience, like Broadway
oh,
experience.
okay.
So it would be very fitting for you to see it as your first show because,
Should I see the? I should see the movie first.
well, you're gonna see the movie first
Yeah,
because I don't know when they're gonna be touring. I mean, they're always touring, but like when they're gonna be coming back, I don't know. Um, I like I don't know if you guys understand this feeling, but like, have you ever known that you were gonna hyperfixate on something before you even experience it, like a movie or a show or something like that?
oh, I definitely have,
That's
100%.
that's how I feel about the Wicked movie. Like, I've been buying all the merch. I've been like watching every trailer, every spot they've put out for it. And I really love Ariana Grande's music too. So I'm really excited to see her as Glinda and just the way that other people are reacting and excited for this movie. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be right there, like dressed up, crying. I'm so
Well,
excited.
music's a huge selling point for me, which is why I'm like immediately when you're sending me these or showing me these songs, not sending me, I was with you, or when you're showing me these songs from it, it got me immediately hyped. I'm like, I will watch this movie now because the soundtrack is so friggin' good.
So good.
It's that's not all it takes for me. Like I'll buy games. I've purchased games before based on soundtrack alone. Like I've heard the soundtrack first, and then I'll buy the game. One of my favorite games, which I don't see here, one of my favorite PS4 games called Blue Reflection. It's just this kind of stupid little RPG. It's about magical girls, in mind of like Sailor Moon. And it came out the same year as Persona 5, which is like known for having one of the best soundtracks of all time. Blue Reflection was my favorite soundtrack that year, and it's not close. It's like it ended up being like one of my favorite composers. I think his name is Hayato Asano, and he's only composed for like maybe 7 games, and I bought every single one of those games just for his soundtrack. So it's like music is a big important part of anything for me.
Me too.
Obviously, everybody likes music, but like it for as a selling point, like it has to be good. A game has to have a good soundtrack for me to enjoy it.
Same. Yeah.
Um, like Sonic Superstars came out a little over a year ago, and although it played well, it looked nice. The soundtrack was very mediocre, which is not good enough for a Sonic game for me. Sonic games have to have like the tippy toppest soundtrack, which most of them do. Sonic's known for its good soundtracks, so when it has a mediocre soundtrack, I don't like the game.
Yeah.
I think Superstars was terrible before that. Like, it didn't have the soundtrack to keep me interested. And so when Wicked pops off with this Defying Gravity thing, which I hadn't heard before, I'm like, well, I guess I'm a fan now. Guess yep.
Yeah. That's kind of the Wicked experience. It's like if you get exposed to it at all, it's like, "Oh my God, this is unreal." Like the level
Yeah.
of talent in, not even just the movie, but like, sorry, this is playing. Every production of Wicked is so protected. You can't just put it on at a school, you know. It
Yeah.
has to be an official Broadway production. And so every time you see Wicked, no matter where you are in the world, it is like it'll be like the best thing that you've ever seen. And for the movie, Ariana Grande is obviously so talented. She is not just a talented music like singer, she's a talented artist. She's like Jim Carrey. Here's the cool thing about Ariana Grande. She's a huge Jim Carrey fan, and I've noticed that
She was in that show with him.
yeah, she was a big fan of him her whole life, and then she was in his show Kidding, and I realized
Kidding was great. Oh
Kidding's
my
such a good
god.
show. She does a similar method thing that he does, where he basically sacrifices his whole self for the characters that he plays. And I
Yeah.
think the reason why we've seen her in so many different styles and ways, I know people like to joke that she's like changed races and stuff like that, which, I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know. I don't know the story. But when it comes to like her, the different albums that she puts out, there's a specific vibe for each one, right?
Yeah.
For this most recent album, Eternal Sunshine, which again, Jim Carrey,
Based on
like,
Jim Carrey
yeah,
movie. Yeah.
she really like put so much of her trauma and her healing into that. And with Wicked, this is like, by the way, her biggest dream is playing Glenda in Wicked, like since she was
Mhm.
8 years old. And so she's been working her whole life for this moment, which
That's really cool.
it was never like guaranteed that she was going to play this role. She had to go through multiple auditions just like everybody else. And just the way that she carries herself now is like she has completely become this character. And the clips that I've seen of her and her at press interviews and stuff like that, like I can tell that this is going to be one of the greatest performances that we've ever seen. Same with Cynthia Erivo, who plays Elphaba. Like, they're two of the best vocalists in the world, and it's only fitting that they're playing these characters. But I'm prepared to just be like completely blown away. I'm so excited.
I'm very excited. That's in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, so if you're a Prime member, you can actually go to a screening on November 18th, so I might go to that. But it releases in
Oh, it's a week
theaters.
away.
Yeah, it releases in theaters officially on the 22nd of November. So, regardless,
Okay.
I'm going to be seeing it in, I guess it's a couple weeks.
Yeah, no, that's big. I'm very excited for you, and also excited for me to experience it the first time as
Yeah,
well.
I think you and
Yeah.
Shydrick are going to go, right?
Yeah, we are. I already know she's gonna love it.
I'm so
Is
excited.
that Castro
What up,
in the
Castro? And Token.
and Token? And I don't even think we said hi to JT, but we acknowledged some of his
JT.
messages.
Hello, JT.
My bad, chat. My bad.
Um,
Um, sorry, you continue. You were saying a
no, I was
point.
just gonna say, Gus, Gus says Define Gravity is so good. Then I got into Dancing Through Life, and I'm not that girl. Yeah, Dancing Through Life is gonna be so fun. That's gonna be, Jonathan Bailey is playing Fiero, which didn't know he could sing like that, and I loved him in Bridgerton. So I'm really excited for his version of Dancing Through Life. And him and Ariana are going to be singing together. So, I'm so excited. But Token says my workplace is always talking about Wicked already. Yeah, because it's going to be like the moment of the, not just the year. I think it's going to be the moment of the decade.
It's gonna be big.
It's going to be big.
I'm gonna be really annoying here. I kind of want to sit back up
Okay, I'll adjust.
Okay, let me. I'm like kind of antsy right now. I don't know why.
It's
I think it's
okay.
because I was so stressed
You're
out earlier.
stressed, yeah.
I'm stressed. Okay,
Hey, I can
I think
pre-pro
this
on
is
the
where I'm at.
go. Yeah, that's good. So
Okay,
hi Spiel. Spiel says on the
it's
topic
good.
of
Come on.
music, what are your favorite artists? That's a good
I'm a
question.
big Backstreet Boy fan.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, Backstreet Boys is just like a eternal classic.
That's an eternal classic, but also they still have it. They still got it.
Oh, yeah,
I'll listen
yeah.
to every. Oh, their newer albums. I think I have it on the shelf.
You do?
Um, yeah, it's one of their newer
Backstreet's
albums,
back.
DNA.
All right. Dun-dun-dun. My sister got to see them when she was 13.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so jealous. Um, yeah, Backstreet Boys is always going to be a hit for me.
This was their 2019 album, DNA.
Damn.
It's still sealed, but I listen to it on
Keep that
Spotify
thing
a lot.
sealed.
I'm gonna keep it sealed. It's actually the case is kind of in bad condition now. I guess it kind of got crushed,
Yeah.
but this entire album is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. When will Backstreet be back? Sorry, when will Backstreets be back?
They're
Token asked.
back.
They never left, baby.
They never
They
left.
never,
That's the
ever
joke.
left. Because DNA, this is a great album, and it's
Mm-hmm.
only 5 years ago. So that's what I'm saying. I listen to actually a lot of these.
So good.
A lot of these are really, really freaking good. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Backstreet Boys is up there for me. I
Mm-hmm.
also like Avril as well. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Ariana Grande, I'm a big fan of.
Mm.
I'm not as familiar with her entire discography as I am with like Backstreet Boys, but
Yeah.
they're up there.
Yeah, I really bounce around a lot when it comes to genres. I am, similarly like very much into like 2000s like 90s music. Like it just makes me feel happy and like really good. So like it's a rotation of like Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys,
Mm.
Hilary Duff. I love listening to Hilary Duff's Metamorphosis album. So that includes Come Clean. So Yesterday is
Oh,
like one of my
Come Clean
favorites.
is so
I'm
freaking good.
coming clean. Um,
Oh,
why not? Like
that's
Lizzie McGuire movie era vibes. Love that era. But in terms of like modern artists, definitely Ariana Grande. Like I've always just like really respected her craft when it comes to her music.
yeah.
The way that she's able to shapeshift, I think, is really cool. I love Sabrina Carpenter. I think that she's incredible at
I've
everything that
been really
she's
into
doing.
Sabrina Carpenter as well.
Yeah, if
I
you
think I
yeah.
get a lot of my music tastes right now from you because you'll often be playing these things and I'll be exposed to new things I wasn't listening to before,
Yeah.
and that'll kind of get me into those things.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that we already had as a mutual thing prior to even knowing each other is Blackpink.
Yeah, Blackpink, all the Blackpink girls, love them till I
Hmm.
die. Love
Yeah,
everything they do. Lisa specifically is a big one for us.
Lisa, that was a big one for
We
us for
love
sure.
Lisa.
Yeah, so I'm a massive Blackpink and also the individual members like
Yeah.
fans of them.
Rosé, she's
Music as
got
well.
an album coming out in December. Her first full album is coming out in December, and that I think is going to be crazy. I think it's going to be really, really good.
Yeah,
Because she's very, like, kind of indie, like, just different. She's very unique. She's kind of got an Avril thing going on right now, and I'm very excited.
yeah, she does. Her new stuff, that the Bruno Mars song Rose.
Appetite, yeah, that is so
Oh my
good.
god, it's played everywhere right now, and honestly, I'm not tired of it. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is really freaking
Well,
good.
that song specifically, like,
Uh,
if you were ever into, like, the Ting Tings or Avril Lavigne, it's so coded, that song.
yeah,
Like, I was like, oh my god, she's doing the thing. Because, like, I always was like, I wish that she would make, like, kind of pop, rock, punk music. And it feels like that's
mhm.
the direction that she's going in. So I'm really excited for the album. Other than that, I'm trying to think of other artists that I listen to on loop. And, like, honestly, like, for me, it's such a shuffle. It's so many different
Well,
genres
I'm
and
pulling up my
years.
Spotify
Yeah,
right now.
mine here. So the problem with mine right now is, we've got the Spotify Wrapped is coming out soon, I think,
Oh
but
yeah, it should be by the end of this month.
my on repeat is messed up right now because I I put like a white noise playlist on a
Mm.
couple of times, and now there's only like 4 real songs in my on repeat, and it's just like it'll be like Sabrina Carpenter, and then
Yeah, your on repeat is kind of frigged.
I'll be skipping, and it's just
So funny.
damn it. But we'll see when
Um,
my rap comes. What I got?
yeah, I don't know. Mine's kind of a mix of stuff.
Yeah.
I have some like smaller um artists who like do like a lot of instrumental stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
AR Forest. I freaking love AR
Ooh,
Forest.
yeah.
DJ Genki I like as well. I open my streams a lot with his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A cool indie artist I like, his name is he goes by the name Fear of Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
He's really cool. He has some really good stuff. I open up a lot of my streams his stuff. I actually asked him if I could use his music in my streams, and he responded. He's like,
That's
yeah,
cool.
absolutely. He also followed me back on Instagram as well, which is cool. So I had a cool little connection there. So yeah, I don't know. I like I don't know too much.
Yeah, for me it's just like what mood am I in? You know, where am I?
Yeah.
Am I at the beach, or am I at a beach location, or am I in the city? Like, is it nighttime? It always changes, but yeah, it's usually like early 2000s like nostalgic music, but
Yeah.
in just like a couple of girlies that are big right now, and that's it.
Oh,
Video game
actually,
music.
really quick. Speaking of video game music,
Mm-hmm.
a point that JT in the chat brings up says, "I noticed all re-uploads of Nintendo music got nuked on YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah.
Now I see it's because of the new app they did." Let me talk about this piece of garbage app for a second, okay? Really quick. On paper, sounds cool. Okay, I've always
Yeah.
wanted a streaming service for Nintendo Music. If they weren't going to put it on Spotify, make their own streaming app, and they did. I think that's really cool. I think that's awesome. However, when I opened up the app and I found out they had soundtracks of 23 different games. Are you freaking kidding me with that? 23 games? I'm thinking, okay, they just came out. Let's give them a pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, what, 2 or 3 weeks since it's come out? They've added 2 more games since then. Super Mario Wonder and Donkey Kong Country 2. Sure, both have a good soundtrack, but is that the trickle we're going to get? One game a freaking month? In 4 years, but if this app even lasts that long, because Nintendo gets bored really quick.
Yeah, they
They're like,
do.
we're not supporting this anymore. So I don't even trust that it's gonna be like supported. And in 4 years they're gonna have maybe double the music. They're gonna have 40 different games. And like that's just not good enough.
Yeah.
I've sold the majority of my games, and I still have more than the soundtracks that they have
Mm-hmm.
on there. I'm like, that's just like not good enough.
Spiel says music app, clock, sleep app, Nintendo House. When? Seriously. But like
Yeah.
they keep doing this where they come out with these weird random things, and then they just completely drop updating it. Like the N64 expansion membership. Like they just stopped putting games on that.
They did. Well, it wasn't even that one. It was all of them.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they'll drop maybe one Super Nintendo game a year, and it'll be some piece of poop that no one's ever heard of, like Spanky's Quest. Hey, any Spanky's Quest fans in the chat? No, never heard of it. Yeah, neither have I. Who cares
And
about
it's like
Spanky's
what,
Quest?
$45 a year or something? What is
If you have
it?
a family plan, it's a little cheaper. I think it's like 25, isn't it?
I think a single plan is
Oh, for
like
the N64 one is a little bit more. You're right.
for them to not put new games. You know how quickly you can beat an N64 game?
Like they're
It,
not that long. Even better question. You know how easily you can emulate an N64 game.
yeah, on
Oh shoot, which is
forfree.com.
yeah, it's awful. Virtual
It's
Console was
horrible.
better. You can buy the game that never gets taken off the subscription service. You can pick and choose which game you want. I miss the
Yeah.
Wii Virtual Console, and my favorite part of the Wii Virtual Console is you can gift games. I would
Oh.
I would wake up on my birthday, and the a lot of people don't know, but I'll show you because I always have it in arm's reach. The little disk drive here, right?
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing actually glows blue.
Wow.
If you get a gift online, this thing just continuously glows, and then
Aw.
you get to open up your Wii, and then
That's
you get to
cute.
open up your little gift. and you download the game, and you got a little game for your birthday, and I
That's
love
really
that.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just I don't know what they're trying to. It feels like just quick cash grabs, but it's like you don't have to do that. You're Nintendo. Like you can
But
make
it's like,
one good thing, or a couple times a year,
yeah.
and I don't know.
Well, there's that too. It's like, uh, I I wish it was as simple logic as I'm trying to do a quick cash grab. I'm so perplexed by them. I don't know what they want because
Yeah,
they hate money so actively.
they do. Yeah.
They actively don't give people what they want, and like put out these piece of poop things almost intentionally.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Emulation
I don't know.
clears every day. Yeah, it's like I don't know what their end game is. And they're, not investing money into things that people do want and are asking for every single day. Like the next, Animal Crossing game. Like people still play New Horizons every single day. And it's like, are we working on a new game or are we just going to put out another clock? Like, what's going on? I'd rather not
Fuck.
hear from them if it means in the next year we'll get another Animal Crossing game.
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Just come out with the game. You know?
Yeah, that too. They're really bad with like releasing stuff. They'll
Yeah.
announce it. Metroid Prime 4. Any Metroid Prime 4 fans in the chat? Because that was announced, I think, over 5 years ago. Over 5 years ago, we finally just got gameplay. I think earlier this year.
Oh my god.
So like, don't even mention it. Stop talking about your games if you're not
Yeah.
ready. Like, who asked you to?
And like with the, they announced the Zelda live action movie. I'm like, they could like just not
Oh, did
even.
you hear about the release window for that?
Isn't it like 2029 or something?
It's something stupid like
Why would
2029.
you
Yeah,
even say anything? That just like
yeah.
that
It killed all
sucks.
excitement. I don't care anymore now.
Like I'm gonna be dead by then.
I'm 87 years
I'm
old. I'm not
80
gonna live
years
till
old.
2029.
Did you not see the
What the
election
hell?
results? I'm gonna be dead by
Yeah.
then. Just
Oh
like
my god.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like don't announce it yet. Like don't tell us because yeah, I was excited. Now it's like damn, I gotta wait like 5 years for a live action Zelda movie. Come on.
Come on.
Like it does not take that.
Also,
I'm
no,
sorry, it doesn't take that long.
I'm just mad at every one of their decisions. I haven't purchased a Nintendo game in a very long time.
Yeah, I don't trust them
Uh,
anymore, honestly.
well, I knew they were always kind of like bad for business practices, but like they don't give any incentive with like the quality they put out.
Mm-hmm.
When like now legally, I'm not saying I emulate the games either. I just simply don't play them, right? But I'm
Yeah.
saying if I theoretically were to have emulated these games, they would run better anyway.
Yeah.
They would run better than they would on their own system. So it's like, what is the point? I'm out $100 and I play a piece of poop.
Yeah, exactly. Gus says they're losing their edge. They used to be innovators with polished, cool shit. Now they are trying and failing to keep up with the rushed bullshit every other company is doing. Facts. And Spiel says Animal Crossing theme for the clock being a later release is foul. That's all anyone wants, and they know it. They know it. Like, seriously. I thought that would be the first thing that they would put in there, because Animal Crossing music is like literally they have timed tracks.
Yeah,
6 a.m., 7
it'd be
a.m.
perfect.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's awful, but also like they actually do this where they know the thing that people want and they will not give it to them. I feel like by the time they do, it's gonna be too late. Like
Yeah.
look at the Game Boy app on Nintendo Switch. What was the game that everybody loved playing on their Game Boy? It was Pokemon.
Yeah.
All anybody cares about is Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine. So just give us Pokemon. And then they have the nerve on all their social medias to be like, "Happy anniversary, Pokemon Red and Blue." They have this whole Red and Blue trailer, and they just say thanks for playing at the end of it. It's like, okay, are you gonna release it? Like, why are you talking about it then? Don't even mention it. You're getting everyone excited for something that's not gonna happen. We
Yeah.
just want Gen 1 games. All they have to do is throw the ROMs on there and it
Mm-hmm.
works. What's the problem here?
So annoying.
Just
Yeah.
you it costs them nothing, and they'll make so much profit. People will resubscribe for Pokemon Red and Blue on the Virtual Console
Hmm.
with like online support. Like you can just like link cable it up with your friends, trade and battle in Gen 1. Like that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, they just don't. It's like, I know they get it, but they don't get it at the same time. It's like,
Yeah.
they hear people, they see comments, they know exactly what people want, and it's like they're going around the edge of what people want, and it's like, you're right
Yeah.
there, just cross the line, like you're right there. I feel like the most frustrating thing for me is how they handle Zelda, you know,
Yeah.
which, like, Echoes of Wisdom, it was like a really nice concept. I played it for one day,
I played it for one day as well.
and
I know
I didn't play it again.
Spielerman has been on record saying he hates that game.
Yeah, it's just like,
He called it bad
oh,
Pokemon.
so frustrating, because it's like, you had it right there in your hands, and then you just like dropped it. I don't know. And I think the most recent, like, truly heartbreaking Zelda thing that happened was the Zelda orchestra concert. That was just a
Oh my
piece of
god,
poop.
that was foul.
It's a piece of poop
That was
because,
terrible. As someone who I went to the Zelda Orchestra
yeah.
when it toured Toronto back in 2011 or 12 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
2012 maybe. And it was amazing. It was incredible. They released a CD soundtrack for it, which I also have, and it has these beautiful arrangements. It has this version of Dragon Roost that sounds like the Cool
Mm-hmm.
Jera battle theme that was released like 10 years before that
Oh
even came out.
yeah.
Like it was so good. They had a beautiful medley for every big Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you actually streamed the new one,
I
didn't you?
I streamed the live streamed orchestra concert that they did, I think at the beginning of the year or last fall. I can't
Yeah.
remember when it was. But yeah, I was expecting at least like one song from Wind Waker, and they didn't do any Wind Waker. And I was
No Wind
like,
Waker, no Majora's
I was
Mask.
genuinely so shocked that they didn't do a single Wind Waker track. And they did like a ton of like variations of the Legend of Zelda like theme that
Yeah,
you can
which like
find in
I'm
every
tired of
game.
that. Yeah.
You know, they did a bunch of like DS games, which they're great, but it's like they didn't do
Played
like one of the best Zelda games. They did no music to tribute it, and I was so shocked. I was like, yeah, I wanted to hear Tears of the Kingdom, which they did the theme.
It was like 5 songs and nothing from the games people wanted.
Yeah, they didn't do like the Coljera theme, which is so shocking because that is like one of their best orchestral arrangements that they've ever created.
Yeah.
It was just so
Like Spielman says,
disappointing.
Wind Waker has such a great soundtrack that is such a crime.
Yeah,
And that's why it's also annoying that it's also not on the Nintendo Music app. Where
yeah.
is it?
I'm
Put
s-
it on.
I'm saying that's exactly why I love that people like Marcus Hedges exist, because he's doing what they should be doing.
Yeah.
And thank God that he can, have creative freedom to do what he wants, because he executes what it should be. You know what I mean? Like, especially Wind Waker. I mean, his Wind Waker soundtrack is just cinema. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
It's
Nintendo
beautiful.
has never done anything like that. Like,
He
for Wind
recently
Waker.
released a Minecraft album. Oh
Oh my
my god,
god.
it's good. He didn't do my favorite song, but that's okay. All the other ones he did were fantastic.
Yeah. At least we have
Minecraft
that.
has a great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
At least we have that.
I was asking, I was like, you should do a Tears of the Kingdom. Because he did a Breath of the Wild soundtrack, and I was like, his Tears of the Kingdom soundtrack would be unbelievable.
It would be. It
He would
would be.
find
I
it.
think
He
he's
would
gonna
find a
do
saxophone player that would just like totally eat. You know,
the trailer theme.
yes.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And Coljera's
Does he
theme.
need a calimbist? I'm a calimbist.
Yeah, you've gotten pretty good at the kalimba. Better than me because I have not played it.
I've been playing it. You gotta. Hey, our kalimba club assignment's coming up.
I
You gotta get
know.
back on the kalimba.
I like poop around on
You have a
it.
really nice. you have a really nice kalimba too.
I know, I love it. It's really cute. I just, sometimes it's hard to like sit down and consciously be like, okay, I'm gonna learn 3 songs. I'll frig
I
around on it.
I I literally think it's because it's in. This is me making a slight jab at you. I think it's because it's in the carrying case that you're not playing.
I want to get like a little acrylic stand for it.
I think
Um,
it's that little mental extra step if I have to take it out of the case that makes it like, maybe later, and it doesn't happen. I think it's
yeah,
because of the case.
I
I
know.
actually like. I think I know you well enough that I think that's the case.
I know you're right. I know you're right. Yeah,
Because I think I'd be the same way too. It's because I have the big bed now that
hmm
I literally keep my kalimba in my bed. So when I get into
Yeah,
my bed, I'm playing it.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I do need to. Well, it's because I've been traveling, so it's like it's been in the case to protect it. But when I get home, I'm gonna keep it out on the desk or something.
You know how when I'm like I'm doing a I'm talking about anything here, and then I'll pull something out as an example, and I always seemingly have everything in arm's reach.
Yeah.
Like not only is that like yeah, it's a space restriction in my room, but also it's like necessary for me to stay mentally interested in it. I have to be able to touch it.
No, you're completely right. I feel like I'm in the same boat. Gus says in
Yeah,
school they said that the hardest part of practicing is taking it out of the case. It's true. I
there you
know.
go.
But I grew up playing the piano, so like it was always out of the case.
It was always out.
It
Yeah,
was always there. But piano's like it's hard because like if you were a child, then you had people in the house like listening to you. That was the hardest thing for me. So like I would usually go to my grandparents' house and practice because they like would leave me alone. But like
yeah.
my dad would be walking back and forth from the backyard and be like, "Sounds great." And I'm like, "Shut up."
Can you move? Can you move my camera up a little bit?
Yeah. Well, you keep moving,
I have
so
well, I have a surprise. You just move it up.
move it up. That's as much as I
Yeah.
have.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have
Let
any
me.
more like bottom. Oh wait, Poochie. Hold
It's
on.
my
Oh,
cat.
you could just see his eyes. It's so hi Poochie. He can't hear me, but he like knows I'm there. I love
Sorry, I'm getting way off course here, but he's been sitting with me the entire
I
time.
love Poochie. Oh,
He's been sitting here for like an hour.
so cute. Hi
Yeah,
Poochie. Oh, I can't wait to
he's so
see
happy.
him. I'm gonna be seeing him in like a month, a little over a
That's
month.
true.
Poochie, Poochie. Genuine, like this is the sweetest cat I've ever met.
He's pretty much perfect.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
him. I was thinking about getting into doing rover, like doing dog sitting and or pet sitting and pet walking. I guess dog walking, not pet. I mean, some cats they are walked, but I was thinking about getting into that because like I'm trying to figure out ways to like make money in Canada legally when I'm there.
I
Oh,
would
he's
love
so
to walk
sleepy.
cats.
Walk cats. Some cats do get walked.
He would I wanted to get him a harness when he's younger. He's like almost 12 years old now,
That sounds like a
but
nightmare.
when he was younger, he would not do it.
You have to, I think you have to train them as like kittens to do that.
You would, yeah. He's too old to like change his ways now.
Um, but yeah, I was like, cause I'm always like, every time I see a dog, I'm just like, oh, the dog. Cause I really want a dog, but I know I can't be responsible for a dog right now. I just don't have the lifestyle for it. And so I was like, man, maybe I should like get into like dog sitting so that I can experience the dopamine of being with a dog, but like I'm not responsible for it past like a weekend, you know?
Yeah,
So might get into that, but you can't do rover in like internationally just because it's taxes. Oh, he's so cute. But so I'm trying to look up like different companies that do international pet sitting.
there's got to be something. There's got to
Yeah,
be something. Do you
really.
wanna? Do you want to talk about the? I'm certain I've told chat this before. I'm certain they forgot. Do you want to talk about the massive lore drop you learned about Poochie?
Yeah, Poochie's a girl. I just learned this week. And we were out shopping and I stopped in the aisle and I was like, "Are you serious?" I felt
You've never
like
told.
you
Oh my
just swatted the
God.
microphone. What's wrong?
It has a little light on it.
Does it light up every time you talk or something?
No, I don't know why he did that.
He
I think
just
it's because the
got.
little knob sticks out.
Oh, he's gonna swat again. I can tell. He's so
Oh
cute.
yeah.
Is it because I'm talking? Oh, he's got
No,
something to say.
he's got the little knob. What do you want to say, baby boy? You
Speak your
can say.
mind, Pooch. Baby girl.
Um, yeah. So the Poochie being a girl thing. Because I always refer to him as my special boy. I always use he him pronouns for my cat.
He loves
Um,
you.
so I've had this cat since he was less than a year old, right? Oh, sweet baby
Oh.
boy. He was less than a year old, and my sister gave me this cat. And when she asked me if I wanted a cat, like, of course I want a cat, but I hadn't had a pet. I haven't had a cat on my own in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm like, yeah, I do want a cat, but the problem is like female cats in particular, they're very expensive to get altered or spayed or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
The spaying process is very expensive and sometimes risky as well. Obviously, they're professionals that do it, but it can be much more expensive than a simple neuter, right? Where you're just
Mm-hmm.
chopping something off, sewing them up, just send them on their way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't want a girl cat um, for that reason.
Oh,
Just like price wise, we use the word altered, but anyway,
she's like,
uh,
don't say that word.
don't say altered.
Don't say older.
But so I told my sister that I'm like, I don't want a girl cat. She's like, oh yeah, no, I have he's a boy. I'm like, okay. And as you can see, Poochie, very very fluffy guy, right? He's a fluffy,
Mm-hmm.
he's a lot of long hair, right?
So cute.
So I trusted my sister, right? And he's a younger cat, so I just thought, oh yeah, she gave me a boy cat. I didn't think to check because he's so freaking fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she gave me a boy cat. A year goes by and I'm thinking something's up. I don't think I have a boy cat. So I'm like, I'm gonna check. What reason would I have to check if I was told that she gave me a boy cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you're a girl, but I've been calling you a boy for over a year, and ultimately, it doesn't matter what language or pronouns I use for a cat. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna keep calling you my special boy because you've been my special boy for a year, and that's what I'm used to. So that's why I call him my special boy. Um, and he's a baby boy. Uh,
He
so it's
is.
just because, right? But it gets confusing when I go to the vet. I have to remember to switch up and
Yeah.
say, "Oh yeah, her name's Poochie," because they're gonna be like, "What's the deal with this guy? He doesn't know his 12-year-old cat
Yeah.
is
They're
a
gonna
girl
be
cat."
like in the back room, like, who's gonna? Should we tell him? No, I'm not gonna tell him. You tell him. They have to break the news that your like 10-year-old cat is a girl.
Yeah, and nobody wants to do that, so
Yeah.
I make sure that it's the most stressful part of the vet visit.
Code switching. Yeah. That's so funny. I love Poochie.
Yeah, he's a nice special guy.
Yeah, he's so sweet. I feel like he can hear me, but he can't hear me.
Maybe he can. He's got those kitty ears, these ones.
Yeah. You know those ears?
Yeah,
They're like
these ones
bionic.
right here.
Um, so much floof. Yeah. I've. He loves that light on the microphone. Ah!
Yeah, I think it's this knob. This like volume that's kind of sticking out.
It's so interesting.
What a
Oh,
freak.
it's literally
Need
the
new
cutest
toys or
cat.
something.
He doesn't need toys. Oh,
Sorry to hijack the stream with my cat.
it's okay. I think people want to see the cat more than us.
Honestly, yeah. Anytime I have cat cam up, the views go up.
People go crazy for the cat cam.
They'll
Yeah.
go crazy for
If
Bucci.
if I had a pet, it would be over. I would just be streaming with my pet and
Oh yeah.
taking advantage of the subs.
Oh,
Oh, what you looking at? Looks like he's about to pounce.
it does, but he's so like in lying down position right now. He's not going to.
Yeah. Little eyes. Cute. Hi, Pooch. This is the
Oh, he's a
content I
good boy.
came here for. Yeah, right? JT says my
You
cat's been eating
are.
the Christmas tree all day. You guys put your Christmas tree up?
Oh, that's a good call. I hope we do that. I'm just excited for Christmas meals.
Me too.
To be
I'm gonna
honest,
be making myself Thanksgiving dinner for myself. Maybe I should stream that.
what's going on? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
A little Thanksgiving dinner stream.
Yeah, because my whole family is gonna be gone, so I'm gonna be by myself. So
Oh, that
maybe
sounds.
I'm not
Can I
cooking a
fly out for a weekend
sure.
for $900?
I'm not gonna be making a turkey because that's crazy, but like I'm thinking I'll buy some turkey or some ham and then make
Yeah,
the stuffing and like make like a some kind of like a sweet potato marshmallow dish with cranberry sauce and like just for myself. That sounds like a dream, honestly.
that sounds lovely.
It's all for me and I'll have leftovers for the whole weekend.
Token says we
So,
don't have a spot for Christmas trees in this apartment. However, I'll be putting up these Santa Claus Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's cute.
that's
We
awesome.
we don't we used to be able to fit a Christmas tree in here, but we have a lot of adults living in this apartment now. We're kind of all crammed in here as a little family, so we don't have room for that anymore. But we do have a small Christmas tree. It's like maybe like a 3 footer or something like that
Mhm.
that we just keep on a shelf. So kind of like I don't know, it stimulates the idea.
Also, Poochie looks so angry.
He's just kind of got that face.
Yeah, he does, but he's like very intensely looking at. I guess he's
I think
looking
it's
at
because
me.
he's like I was kind of shaking him up. He's kind of stimulated now, so he's like that's why he's like swatting at things.
We also introduced him to the wildlife cam channel recently with the raccoons, and he is
Oh, he loves that.
obsessed.
He loves watching the silly raccoons do stuff.
He's so proper right now. He's got both his arms out. He's so cute.
Yeah, he's the best.
He's like a little Build-A-Bear.
He is. I love that he's affectionate too. He's just always on my lap. I said he's been up here for the majority of the podcast that we've been. Uh oh, I called it a podcast. Uh,
Oh no! We've been like, we decided we're gonna start lying to people about what the stream is so that they watch.
yeah, people. If we say it's a podcast or if we say we're playing a game, people don't show up. But
Yeah,
people show up for mystery stream
for mystery yap.
because we did our last stream had really good viewership, like triple what we usually get for podcasts. And I'm like, all we did a podcast last time,
Yeah.
and we're just tricking people.
Yeah, we did the Am I the Asshole Reddit threads, which we're definitely gonna be doing more of that because it was great turnout, but also just great content, great fun.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do some more of those this week. I don't know when, but I'm working on posting the YouTube video. I think I'm gonna edit today actually.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna edit it. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Gonna
gonna
edit.
work tonight, but it's getting late, and I think I need to like edit and get some stuff out. So I think I'm gonna do that.
That's fair. That's fair.
So hopefully I'll have that video posted by tomorrow, so you guys can go listen to the Reddit stories that we read.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be.
Um,
Yeah. Check out
Spiel,
all our stuff.
Spiel, have a good trip to the doctor. The pet doctor? Is it the pet doctor?
No, not regular.
Oh, it's a regular doctor. Oh, okay. Have fun at the doctor.
Yeah. Um. Well, hey, I mean, we're probably about to wrap up anyway. We got some stuff
Yeah.
we got to do.
I'm hungry.
I
I
gotta
gotta eat.
eat. I'm
I'm
starving.
hungry.
Usually, my stomach determines when the stream is done.
Yeah. Same. And my
I
bladder.
kind of want to go get coffee. I also have to pee because I've been drinking nonstop water as well. So
I
I
know
think
you
this
didn't
synced
get
up.
your Starbucks today because of the
I
Facebook
wanted to get
shenanigans.
something. I wanted to get some kind of coffee,
Yeah.
but then I had to
Poochie.
deal with the friggin' Facebook scam.
Poochie's how I feel right now. Just like he's knocked out. Oh, I love him. I'm so glad that he made an appearance on. I think this is his not his first appearance on the podcast thing. Um,
The podcast
the
thing or
podcast
whatever.
thing, but this is like his full cam moment. I think
Yeah,
because I've just had it on him this whole time. You've not
he's
been
so
in frame.
happy. Oh yeah, I moved my camera down for that reason.
Okay, good. Um, but well,
But
this was a great episode.
this was nice. I had a lot of fun. A lot of the times I would just forget that we're streaming and I would just be chatting with you.
I know. That's how it always is.
That's how it always is. Oh, we got some
We
ads
got some
going
ads.
on.
We'll wait. We'll wait a second.
We'll wait.
Um,
We'll wait. I hope everyone had fun getting absolutely tricked today.
yeah. I hope you guys
Yeah,
enjoyed
tricked
it.
everyone. You listen to a
You
podcast.
thought Halloween was over? Nope.
Nah, the treats
Nah.
are in the trick.
The
You
treats are
just
in the
gotta show
trick.
up.
Well, I hope that everyone has an amazing week. I hope that if you're working, I hope it goes well. If you're getting excited for Wicked, I hope that you're getting excited for Wicked because you should. And if you're not, then you need to go listen to the Wicked soundtrack.
Go listen to Defying Gravity. It has a little campy like talking section at the beginning, right? It's
Yeah.
like, okay, this is theater kid garbage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I like. I liked the little banter at the beginning, like, oh, this is fun, right there. This is
It's
very
part of the
fun.
plot.
Uh, but if you're not into that, skip the little talking part, and then when the song hits, it
Mm-hmm.
freaking hits. Okay.
It's so good. Popular is also, I think, the second most popular song of the musical. Dancing Through Life is good too. I think the Jonathan Bailey version will be better because like the theater one is a little bit like, oh, it's a man singing.
Well, that's just yeah,
I know
in general.
we were listening to the soundtrack in the car and I queued up Dancing Through Life and as soon as it started playing, you clicked
I'm like,
on
ew.
Defying Gravity and I was like, oh,
Cute. I'm like, I didn't want to listen to that
ew,
poison.
a man singing.
Ew, get that out of here.
But
Me also saying, I love the Backstreet Boys.
yeah, I love the Backstreet Boys, but no, but I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Neo is gonna be streaming tonight with the boys, right?
With the boys, hopefully, unless they, both of them are prone to canceling, so who the frig knows. But I'm ready to stream tonight
Yeah,
around 7 or so. I'm going to say or so. I'll make the announcement later.
yeah.
As long as Spielermon and Manon K come through, which is a big ask. So those two are the flakiest flakes, all right? Um, and we'll be doing something. We'll see.
Yeah. Do you want to be on camera for the farewell or
Ugh.
yeah, up to the left more. Your
I
left.
don't know which direction that's going to be.
Your
Probably
left.
this.
Yeah, sure.
No, I can fix it.
Yeah, there you
How
go.
about that?
Perfect. That's actually exactly perfect.
Nice.
But yeah, hope everyone has a great rest of your day, wherever you are. Hope that you have a great week, and yeah, look forward to some YouTube content tomorrow with the Reddit stuff, and then this episode will be up tomorrow as well. So look forward to that.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us for a couple hours and getting tricked. And we'll probably do it again next week. We'll trick you again. We'll be like,
For
oh,
sure.
we're just, we're just hanging out.
We're
It's not
just
a big
hanging
deal.
it.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal.
Deal.
But if you're listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube, these are recorded live every single week. Could be on Sunday, could be Monday. We try to keep it Monday,
Yeah.
but sometimes it is on Sunday as well. So if you'd like to join us, come over to twitch.tv/MaeMaeTown, because a lot of the times, as you heard, we will interact with chat as well. So it's a
Yes.
good time. You can be part of the conversation. You can honestly probably very easily control the conversation just by saying one
Yeah.
thing. It'll probably set us off on a whole train. So yeah,
Yeah.
come by
Shout
for
out
that.
ADHD.
Shout out ADHD and yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Come hang out with us. Follow us on those platforms as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Neodoodlez. I also stream as well. I'm on things. I'm also on YouTube. You can see if you are a MaeMaeTown super fan, you can see her more on my channel as well. She'll often stream with me as well,
Mm-hmm.
but she's also in the recent video vlog that I've posted on my channel where we did a little shopping trip
We
and we
did.
basically did a little slice of life day by day. We went to a cafe, we went to a grocery store, we went to the mall. it was a good time. So go check that out as well. And that's it. That's my little plug.
Yeah, and that's a great plug. Yeah, we both have vlogs on our YouTube channel, so if I'm gonna be doing more vlogging content moving forward, especially for the Wicked movie day. I'm gonna be doing a big vlog of getting ready for that and going to the theater, all that stuff. So
And Canada trip.
yeah, and then Christmas in Canada that's coming up. So look forward to more vlog content.
Yeah, exactly.
And we love you guys, and we love Poochie, and we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are.
Okay, say bye,
Okay.
Pooch.
Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.